Hey, what's going on guys, YST here, welcome back to another raid video. Patch 3.40 is live right now, so the Shadowkin faction is here, we've got some new Doom Tower rewards and we've got a lot of things to get into here, so let's dive into it. Alright, so on the Doom Tower, there is now a thing where you can get new avatars as the top reward, so if you complete normal stage, you're going to be getting this one here at the top, which I think looks pretty good. And on hard, we've got this demon spawn looking crazy guy. I don't think he's in the game yet, but this guy looks crazy as well. And also in the quests, so in this area here, in the advanced section, you'll be able to have some silver key rewards from completing Doom Tower quests. So that's coming possibly tomorrow, I guess, because they haven't implemented it into today's one. So one thing I think they've implemented extremely well here is this new champion tags. So you can now tell the difference between all your champions. So for example here, I've got two cold hearts. So right now I can put build 1, so I know that this is my spider one. So and on my build 2, now I know that this cold heart here is for my fire knight, for example. So you can tell the difference if you've got duplicate champions. I hope this isn't the new dupe system, but don't quote me on that, but it's a step in the right direction. And then guys, in the clan boss here, you can now see what rewards the clan boss drops in each chest. So there's not going to be any speculation of can you get a sacred shard in any of these ones, because the answer is no. You can only get a void shard in these first 3. And on the transcendent chest here, as of course you can see here, you've got the Lego book and you've got the sacred shard. And then also in the nightmare, you can get a chance of a sacred here as well, and a legendary book again. Nice little quality of life, so people know exactly what they can expect from farming these chests. And then let's get into the juicy bit. The Shadowkin faction. I am extremely excited about this. It has a lot of a Mortal Kombat theme to it, and a lot of champions here look insane, including one that could be my new mascot. Death Knight, don't worry, you're not getting taken over, but you're about to have a new best friend. So Yoshi the drunkard here is going to be the fragment fusion. So on his A1 we've got places a stun, which is a solid A1. Attacks 2 times at random, 75% chance of placing decreased accuracy, and a HP burn. This is going to be great for the Frost Spider and helping you progress in the Doom Tower. Then places a 50% increased attack buff and a 50% increased accuracy on all allies for 2 turns. Also has a 50% chance of placing a True Fear and an increased attack. That's a pretty solid kit. If you're progressing in the game, this guy can be insane for you. Fills the champion's turn meter by 4% each time an enemy receives a buff. And of course, he's placing a lot of buffs here. And increased speed in all battles by 19%. Is he underwhelming? Maybe a little bit, but I believe he will have a lot of use, as I feel that increased accuracy is going to be a big thing in this game, especially from early to mid game players, because if you're trying to get up in the Doom Tower or in the new dungeons, they're going to be pushing them to stage 25. Instead of re-gearing everyone, you can use someone with increased accuracy and it will help you make all your champions hit the accuracy levels that you're going to need to beat these bosses. And alright, Genzin. This guy here, I'm going to put my logo here so you can see. I believe this guy's going to be my new mascot, but he's not the guy that I think has the best kit here. So he's got attacks one enemy 3 times, each hit fills the champion's turn meter by 6%, okay. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense, and you can book it up to 100%, and each critical hit fills his champion's turn meter by 10%. Alright, so a lot of turn meter manipulation and building his turn meter up here. Then attacks one enemy, will ignore unkillable buffs and shield buffs. Okay, fills his champion's turn meter by 30%, and 60% instead if the target has 50% HP or less after this attack. Alright, so there's a lot of things here that you have to kind of make sure happens before he does those abilities, but we'll see how his damage multipliers come out once we pull one. And Steel Parting, Fatal Vengeance skills by 1 turn if this attack kills an enemy. Alright, it's like an English essay, that one. And then his passive is increased speed and resistance if there are fewer champions on the champion's team than the number of enemies on the enemy team. This effect always works when fighting bosses. Alright, so if you're building a solid defense team and someone's dying and this guy's alive, could have a bit of use. I'm not sure exactly what kind of use you're going to put with him, but alright, he's an okay champion, but I love the aesthetics on him. And then my favourite one is Mr. Yoshimitsu. So we've got Jintoro here. This guy is insane. Look at the state of him. But we got attacks one enemy, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. Then attacks one enemy, steals 100% of the target's turn meter. I think the only person else who could do this is Grohawk the Bloodied, which is one that everyone just, you know what's on. And decreases the cooldown of Oni's rage by 1 turn if the target is immune to turn meter reduction effects. So I believe that new champion that we get from the Doom Tower, the Archmage Epic, he kind of is immune to turn meter effects, so maybe that's a new thing they're bringing to the game. Then attacks one enemy, places a 60% decreased defense and a 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. Will attack 5 times instead of 1 if for every 4th use of this skill against the same target in 1 round. I don't know how to think about this one here, because how many times are you going to be hitting with him? Are you going to be using him in the clan boss? Possibly. Does he do turn meter stuff? Alright, so you can't steal the clan boss turn meter. Decrease defense or weaken. And then all turn meter fill effects are increased by 50% when used on this champion. And increase ally attack in all battles by 29%. So I guess if you use him in a speed tune, he could come in handy. He's going to have a 5 hit on the A3 here. Alright, so for me, aesthetics only, skill set, I guess we're going to have to play with him and find out exactly the main use for him. And then here we've got Katana. A Boro. Attacks one enemy, 40% chance of decreased defense for 2 turns. Will attack all enemies instead if this target is under 4 or more debuffs. Alright. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 75% chance of transferring debuffs from this champion to the target. The first hit has a 75% chance of stealing all buffs from the target when attacking under Veil or Perfect Veil buff. Guys, I believe that the new Doom Tower bosses, don't quote me on this, I feel that there's a lot of Veil champions coming into the game. We also had that 10x event, so will we need Veil for the new Doom Tower bosses? I believe we will. Then increase crit rate, increase crit damage buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks one enemy, places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns if this attack is critical. So you only require a 70% crit rate here because she does this buff on herself. Places a revive and death buff on this champion for 3 turns whenever they receive veil or perfect veil. Wow, every single time. That's an insane skill here. So if you've got a Rector Draft and a Duchess, throw in a Boro here, she's going to be unkillable all the time. That is an insane, that skill right there. I want this champion. She an epic? Oh yes she is. Then we got increased ally attack in dungeons by 33%. Solid aura there. Then we got Chanoru, another intriguing looking one. Hope you don't cut yourself there. Look at that, we got that seared blade right on your shoulder. Have you got some metal infrastructure or something? So she attacks one enemy, 40% chance of placing a block buff debuff for 2 turns. Okay. Attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 75% chance, 100% once booked, to place a 25% weaken. Alright. Removes all increased defense buffs from all enemies, then attacks all enemies. Alright, so this bit here is not going to be a hit, so I wonder if it's going to be affinity friendly here. Then decreases the cooldown of Lay Bear by 1 turn for each enemy killed by this skill. Okay. So only 3 abilities on this one, but each one has their part. And then we got Sachi. You look like a sassy one. Look at her swinging that around like she's about to take my eyeballs out. Well, I like the mask on your head there. Whose is that? Give that to me, I want that one. But we've got attacks all enemies, 40% chance of decreased accuracy. Once again, decreased accuracy, increased accuracy is a big thing that I've seen coming into this game recently. Attacks one enemy, 75% chance of decreased crit rate. Alright, and a leech debuff for 2 turns. Places increased attack on all allies for 2 turns, then attacks one enemy, fills the turn meter of all allies by 20% if this attack is critical. So once again, high crit rate on this champion is what you want. Revives a random ally with 30% HP whenever this champion kills an enemy. So this has a bit of an Astrolon vibe here, which I like. And a 50% chance of placing fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn whenever an ally is revived. That's an interesting kit, that one. I don't think there's many that has stuff like that. And then we've got Froggy. Do you remember Froggy from Sonic? That's him right here. Look at the state of this guy. I think everyone was a bit like, is he a bit underdeveloped? I actually like this animation on him. But we got attacks one enemy, 30% chance of decreased attack. Attacks all enemies, 50% chance of provoke. I like that. Then the chance increases by 5% for each debuff on the enemy team. So reasonably you have decreased defense, weaken, maybe decreased attack, so possibly you can get this up to a 65 to 75% chance. Then we've got places a shield buff equal to 15% of this champion's max HP, so you can scale him with a high HP and make sure everyone's got a high shield. Then places a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. This champion is looking great. Also heals this champion by 25% of their max HP and places a 30% reflect damage buff on them for 3 turns. The heal increases by 2.5% for each poison debuff on the enemy team. This is an insane kit here, guys. Then passive, when attacked, has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff on the attacker for 2 turns, occurs once per hit. This guy is going to be insane for the clan boss, guys. I want this one. And then increase resist in all battles by 40. This guy here is one of my favorites so far. Then we've got Fnatic here, the Shaolin Monkey. Look at him. He's ready to take someone's eyes out. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing 30% decreased defense, has a 30% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff instead if the target is under 2 or more debuffs. Okay. Attacks one enemy, 75% chance of transferring debuffs, and places 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns, removes 1 random debuff from each ally on a 4-turn cooldown. I wish that was a passive here, bit underwhelming. Then we got Blood Mask. Look at your weapon there. God damn. Alright, so attacks one enemy, 35% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 10%. Attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of placing a 50% decreased speed. And attacks one enemy, places a stun for 1 turn. Okay. And then we've got Life Taker here. You're looking to take out more than a life with that thing. What the heck? Attacks one enemy, heal reduction 100%. Okay. 3 times, each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing turn meter. Third hit has a 50% chance of placing decreased speed. That's a good ability for the Fire Knight. And places a Veil buff on his champion and a reflect damage. Yeah, this champion here, she is made for the Fire Knight in my opinion. And the one that I'm most looking forward to is probably this one, just because he matches my logo. But for the kit wise, I think this frog guy here is the one that you want. So do you know what, guys? Just to get into the spirit here, I'm going to pop 1 sacred and 11 shards for you. Let's try to get one of these champions. I know I should be waiting for the event, but you know, I can't help myself. Look at this. Look how fast those rares are flooding in. No, we don't want a snorting thug. Did you see that, guys? The animation there was quick as heck. Alright. Don't worry, I'm not going to judge you. And we're just going to do 1 sacred here. And I'm going to save the rest for the events because I do want to go for the fusion. Got an epic? Oh, get out of here. Alright, we'll just do 1 more. Don't worry. No more after this. Another epic? Alright, we're done here. So that's going to be all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And in the comment section, let me know which champion you're most excited about. And if you're going to be going for this fusion champion. And your thoughts on him and the patch in general. So thank you for always supporting. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.